Want a heavy drama with a mix of psychological thriller? Angela Black might just be for you. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch or Pass, and today I'm talking about Angela Black, which is coming to Spectrum and Spectrum On Demand on February 7th, 2022. It is a 6-part miniseries of 6 45-minute episodes and stars Joanne Froggatt, Michiel Huisman, and Samuel Adewunmi. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the series, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like, but I'm going to preface this all by saying I've only seen 3 of the episodes, so I've seen half of them, so I have a good sense of how this series is developing, but I haven't seen the last 3, and I imagine a lot of stuff happens there. So take what I say with a grain of salt, but my hot take is I think you should watch it. I'm going to say from the first 2 episodes, I thought they were very good, but they were a little bit slow for my taste. But the 3rd episode kind of picked it up, and then there's a twist that happens that I really liked, and I'm kind of really excited to see what happens next. So I think if I would just watch the first 2 episodes, I would have said rent it. But after the 3rd episode, I'm ready to see what happens. I'm excited to find out the conclusion of this story. If you're going to watch it, stick with it, because I think it does get better as it goes on. So in Angela Black, you have Angela who's kind of living this idyllic life. She has this great house. She has this, outwardly loving husband. She's got 2 kids. She is doing well on the outside, but inside her home and her relationship, her husband is abusive and has kind of stamped down any sort of like voice or choice that she has. She kind of feels trapped in this setup. And the series starts with a very kind of intense scene that pushes Angela to, I think, start exploring more. And then other actions in the series happen to kind of push Angela to build up herself and start to kind of break out of this world that she's in. So things I liked about this series. The first is the opening, because I think this film deals with domestic violence. This film deals with a woman that is trapped in this relationship, in this kind of outwardly, loving life, this idyllic life, and has to hide it from everyone because of society, because she doesn't want to get more wrath. Like, there are a lot of reasons why people hide domestic violence, but this series opens up with a very intense opening scene that really sets the stage. I think it's tough to watch, so if it could be triggering. I assume there will be trigger warnings when you start this, but it's a really good scene to set the stage of Angela's life and what she's dealing with. So I thought that was a really intense but really good opening. The second thing I really loved, and this is, for a thriller and for a heavy drama, I loved this. There are some really great word games in the writing. Like, the writing is pretty good, and some of the things that are said, they have double meanings. And if you're paying attention, it's really kind of clever writing and a good way to kind of ratchet up the tension, because there's a lot of interchange between Angela and Olivier, and the things that they say seem to commonly have double meanings. And so outwardly it's like, oh, they're having a nice conversation, but kind of if you peel that back, you can hear some of the more sinister aspects of their relationship and the more toxic aspects of their relationship. And I really liked how that writing happened, how their speech kind of ratcheted up the tension, which you don't normally get if there's not actual like threats. The third thing I like is the tension, because to be clear, this series has kind of a life and death situation, and so there is a lot at stake in Angela's choices and in kind of the external factors that are happening to her. And so that leads to some very tense scenes, especially when you're not sure what's going to happen. You're not sure if someone's going to take an action or if she's safe. There's a lot of scenes where the background's a little blurred, so you expect something bad to happen. Like, they do a really good job of making you stay on edge, because this is a situation where she kind of has to be on edge. That's her life. She has to be outwardly, calm and collected, but she's always unsure of what's going to happen next. And the series does a good job of setting that up. And the last thing I really liked, and again, like I said, this is in the 3rd episode, is a twist. There's a twist that happens that I really liked. I thought it kind of made a lot of the series kind of turn on their head, and it made me excited to see the rest of the series. So like I said, stick with it through the 3 episodes, because that twist, I think, really kind of made me excited to find out what happens next. So things I'm a little bit more neutral on. You get a really good feel of Angela and you get a feel of her character. But I wish I kind of knew more of their backstory, like how they met, where this the domestic violence developed, and if it was present all the time, or if there was a some sort of event that happened. I feel like you don't understand that. Maybe you'll understand it in the latter half. I mean, I still have 3 episodes left. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's basically a full movie. So I'm sure that there will be some more explanation, some more digging into the background in the latter half. I bet the first couple episodes were there to kind of set the stage and set the overall conflict. So I'm hopeful that I will learn more, but it's why it's more neutral, because I don't think you need it. But I think, me personally, I kind of wish I had more of a background of their kind of situation. Something I didn't love, and again, take this with a grain of salt because it changes in about the third episode. It's a very slow pace at the start, and I'm fine with like a slow first episode, but I feel like the first two episodes are pretty slow, and then the third one starts to ratchet up. So I didn't love how slow it was at the start, but it does do a good job of establishing Angela's life and kind of the situation. So it's something I didn't love, but I got over it because the third episode did really well, and I'm excited to see what happens next. That is Angela Black. It's coming to Spectrum and Spectrum on Demand on February 7th, 2022. I think you should check it out. I think be cautious when you're watching it, because it does deal with some heavy subject matter. It does have a very intense opening, a very necessary but intense opening. So, take care when you're watching it, but I think it's something that should be seen. So thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Please check out my other content. I've got other reviews. I've got interviews with Joanne Froggatt and Samuel Adewunmi on this channel as well, kind of talking about making the series and what it was like on set. And I've got unboxing videos and recommendations. Thank you.